You go online and you see other dating coaches and they say, it's approach anxiety. And if I do my thousands of approaches and I keep going, one day I'm going to get rid of this approach anxiety. And that's not actually true, because it's like an affirmation, like affirmations. This anxiety and this worrying about what people think and this feeling unworthy and this craving feminine energy is a subconscious thing. So you can give yourself as much surface level information, like just go out and do my approaches and tell myself that I'm great and I'm confident, but the underlying knower in you knows that's not true. And that's why affirmations don't work unless you're living the lifestyle that complements someone who actually is confident, who actually is successful. You know, like, what is confidence? How do you build confidence? I'm going to talk to you today about that. So, you know, people, you look at the coaches, they say, go and approach thousands of women and you'll get rid of the approach anxiety. But if you're not truly core confident and able to express yourself, okay, what if you do manage to force yourself over time? And what I would say psychologically, which I'm looking into a lot of psychology behind this now, forcing yourself to go against what's actually inside you that's causing that suppression, causing that resistance, could do more damage than good. So I'm going to teach you today how to connect to making every single thing that you do and every way that you express yourself in public a joyous one, an excitable one. Because if you force yourself constantly against that negative resistance inside, that's not good for you. And then what if you do manage to do that? What if you do manage to put on a false persona where you can blast through that negative resistance inside you? Now you've got to hold a conversation. So now all of that resistance comes back in and you're like a rabbit in headlights who can't express themselves because you haven't got rid of that root cause that's preventing you, because you care about what people think. You don't feel worthy, you think this woman's above you. Where's that coming from? Your social conditioning, your story, everything that happened in the past that tells you you're not good enough to do this. If that wasn't there, you truly believe and assume that you've got value. So when you go up to a person, a man, a woman, an old lady, a beautiful woman, it's all the same. The relationship that you have with yourself is solid. So obviously we'll talk more about that, and there is a process to going through that. But confidence, you know, you look on like, well, how do I build my confidence? And these other coaches will say, self-development, focus on yourself, get your physique right, get your fashion right, so that when you're out there you feel confident in yourself. You're not feeling confident in yourself, you're feeling confident in your exterior, because you're chasing confidence externally in your muscles, in your fashion, even abundance with women. I worked out in the gym and I got in great shape. When I'm out there, I don't remember that stuff. I had my teeth done, I paid $5,000. It makes no fucking difference, I forgot about it. I covered my arms in tattoos. I like rock. By the way, I didn't do this to give me confidence. But what I'm saying is, when you're out there and you're in the grips of the ego and you feel self-conscious, you're not going to remember that you're in shape. You're not going to remember that you're physically attractive. You're not going to remember that you're financially successful. You're not going to remember that you've got nice teeth, because your mind is telling you that you're not attractive. So this is subconscious. And that's why self-development, classic self-development, work out, train, you know, go and socialize and get the reps done and get the approaches done, it isn't going to work. You go up, okay, you force yourself to approach, and like I said, you're in a rabbit in headlights. Hey, that's an interesting bracelet. Has that got any significance? It's like, you're not being yourself. You're training yourself to be false, and it doesn't actually build any confidence, because you're not living in alignment with your values, and you're not learning to say what you fucking want to say at all times. You still care. That's why these PUAs, you know, they can lay 500 women, but they still got that anxiety when they see a woman down the street. It doesn't go away, because they're building up a false sense of confidence in the success they have with women. So what I want to teach you today is how to actually start making this true. Something we call the haze. This is the biggest thing that holds you back. The haze. We call it, in our company, Succeed in Dating, we call it the haze. And that is all of this stuff I've just been talking about. The second guessing yourself, the attachment to your story in the past that prevents you from being confident because you believe that story to be who you are and something you can't control. The worry about the future, the fact that you're on a boot camp and you're thinking, at some point, I've got to go and approach a woman and I'm terrified of rejection. So you're forward and past projecting with your ego, and you're attached to your story, and you equate everything, your whole state is based on how you feel about the accumulation of who you think you are based on the past. So you can't just be free in the moment. You can't just be adventurous. So how do we fix this? How do we get over the haze? Definitely not work out in the gym and think you're going to be constantly confident. This is about building a relationship with yourself where the actions that you're taking and the living in alignment with your values, you value courage, right? One of your values is courage. It must be because you're on a boot camp and you want to learn how to be more socially free. So putting your focus on the steps that you're taking towards building a relationship with yourself. Not building a relationship with your muscles or your tattoos or your bank balance or your female conquests. What's important to you? Are you moving towards that and living in alignment with that? And if you have your focus on the fact that you're now deriving your self-esteem from the steps that you're taking in alignment with your values and the things that are important to you, you always pat yourself on the back. So if you value courage, and we go out there today and we approach a woman, and win, lose or draw, whether it goes good or whether it doesn't go good, you've got to be patting yourself on the back and being proud of yourself. Doesn't matter if it goes good or bad. And that's when people ask me the question, like, how do I build confidence without getting the evidence that I'm worthy from the woman? It's like, focus on the relationship with the self. Every step that you take that's aligned with your journey and the things that you want to achieve in your life should be filling you with self-esteem, should be filling you with joy. Because there's an internal acknowledgement that you're moving towards your goals and you're focusing on the things that you should be focusing on. Not getting women, not getting phone numbers, not getting dates. That stuff comes afterwards.